Hello, everyone. I'm so glad that you joined me today for this gratitude themed meditation. As I record this, it is the day before Thanksgiving, a day that we traditionally um, use to reflect on our gratitude, what we are thankful for. And of course, gratitude is a daily intention. Um, and at this time, I'd like to focus on that for the holiday that is coming up. And there's also other holidays. Hanukkah is starting soon, and there's a feeling of festivity in the air. And this practice is intended to bring us grounded intention, grounded compassion, as well as centering around the theme of gratitude. Thanks for joining me. As we get started, I would like to remind us to find a comfortable seated position for our practice. I won't spend too much time guiding that, just reminding us and inviting us to feel into our sitting posture and making any adjustments we need to bring comfort and ease. Allowing our hands to gently settle, maybe bringing a pillow if we need to support our hands and our arms. Closing our eyes if that's comfortable, and bringing our focus inward. The ringing of the singing bowl will signal to our mind and our heart that we're entering the formal practice. Our attention anchor for this practice will be open, surrendering to whatever wishes to be noticed, and allowing that awareness to come and go. We're reminded that in an open awareness practice, that we allow that attention to come and go, to wane and ebb. And so we can bring our attention to breath, sound, sensations, even thoughts as they come and go like clouds in the sky. Noticing our body in this space allows us to feel grounded. And anytime we feel ourselves drifting off into a place of less awareness and attention, we simply bring ourselves back to our body and then allow the awareness to notice that which it wants or that which is coming into our consciousness. And if open awareness is a practice that we aren't quite familiar with, we can structure it in the sense that we can decide consciously to start with the breath and noticing our breath going in and going out until we want to switch to another awareness. I should say, rather, until we need to, or until another anchor requests our attention. I invite us to consider now changing the awareness anchor to the space outside of our body. Maybe noticing the space just outside the limits of our body, as in the physical limits of our body. And after a few breaths, we can extend that out a couple feet, another couple feet, until we sort of feel ourselves aware far outside that which we can actually see. As we extend that awareness further and further out, I invite us to notice our heart center reaching out, expanding out, feeling the warmth that comes from welcoming gratitude. And as we play around with extending that awareness from the heart center but outward, let's consider this centering affirmation. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Miyamoto Musashi. So, as we extend our awareness out further and further from our physical body, we can allow ourselves to emanate gratitude as far as our consciousness can contemplate or can conceive, moving away from ourselves as our focus of attention and expanding that openly and surrendering to the possibility of being conscious and aware of realms further and further out. Sit with that possibility. And I would invite us, if any time that feels very challenging or disorienting, you can always bring our anchor back to the heart center. But maybe trying to not see it as a physical anchor within the body, but an energetic anchor. Let's see how we go with that. And of course, I invite you to make a choice for yourself what resonates and what you wish to let go of. In other words, if my guidance is not, if it's not sitting well, or if it doesn't feel right, then we have the choice to challenge by choice. Pick what resonates, let go for another time what isn't quite fitting today. Let's sit with that, keep going for as long as we can. And if visuals are helpful, then I would invite possibly colors, maybe an image of a colored light or even a transparent or white light, just emanating out from our heart center as far as our consciousness can understand. Maybe even visualizing that white light or that color engulfing our entire world, planet, and universe. Keep going. And we can continue to come to ebb and flow back and forth, back to our breath, and then moving into the heart and letting that consciousness or that awareness spread back out like a wave going in and then going back out. And as we extend our awareness and our gratitude further and further out, we may still get distracted in the moment in this moment with what's going on close by. There may be sounds in your space, in your home, in your neighborhood, your area. You can allow those to come and go and still have our awareness expanding and allowing further and further out. It's almost as if we're a type of antenna that is searching around the sky, right? With those lights that they have, those spotlights, maybe just a visual of noticing how we go around and around a circle that is further and further out. And whatever little blip comes up, we just notice it and then you keep that radar, as you will, continuing to just go out and over and over. Take what you will of that visual, allowing us to stay present while still expanding our awareness outward. And maybe even bringing particular attention to the silence between those little blips on our radar, relishing in those silent moments. Keep going. So I'd like to share with you an idea of how open awareness practice can be a real beneficial meditation practice for us. So, as we bring our awareness, our anchor, further and further out, like that radar example, when there's a little blip, something that comes into that awareness, such as a sound, maybe a sensation in the body, maybe even a thought, those are opportunities for us to just notice. Notice where our attention goes or what distracts our attention. So rather than focusing on one anchor, by allowing whatever comes into our awareness, it's an opportunity to get to know ourselves, get to know our attention. Where does our attention naturally get stuck? When the sound comes into our quiet, our silent practice, do we sense an aversion? Do we sense a craving for that to continue, such as a pleasant sound of a bird chirping? When we notice, let's say, a pain in our lower back or in our feet, we can allow that, surrender to it, and just notice, what is our reaction? And can we notice it as a just a little blip in our awareness, knowing that it will go back into the background as the radar moves on. If that's a visual that makes sense to you, let's sit with that and see where we go with it, allowing for introspection and personal contemplation. In open awareness practice, we also can learn a lot about what is comfortable and uncomfortable for us um, as we allow random awareness anchors. Are we uncomfortable with just being silent and allowing or surrendering to what is in the present moment? Do we find comfort in not having a specific anchor to focus on? What I like about open awareness is it seems to me to be a compassionate way to sit. We can allow ourselves to choose an anchor for a while and change our mind and try a different anchor, or ultimately to simply allow that traffic radar, as it were, to just keep going around and around, enjoying when there's nothing that the radar has picked up. And at the same time, when there is a blip, just allowing that to be. It'll pass as quickly as it came in most of the time. Let's keep going with that for a little while longer. Invite us now to bring that awareness closer and closer to our body. When it feels right to bring the awareness back to the breath, let's just sit with this for just a few breaths as we wind down. Noticing our hands now, noticing our lower back, our sitting area, bringing our attention to our legs and our feet, and then also going to our shoulders and our head and face, the crown of the head, and the whole back area, all the way down and back up. A deep breath in and out. And the singing bowl will express the formal closure of this practice together. And when you're ready, open your eyes if they've been closed, raise your gaze, and look around the space and reorienting yourself back to the physical space here. Maybe noticing something that you haven't noticed in a while, or a bright color to reintegrate the brain with the body. And reminding us of our intention for today, which was think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. And may we bring that affirmation into our holidays ahead with gratitude, compassion for the world, deep gratitude for that which we have in our life at this time and every day, every moment, noticing something for which we're grateful for. And may that gratitude go out to the rest of our families, to our world, as we celebrate together. And Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, and all other holidays that come at this time. Thank you for your practice.